Hello, hello, hello. Before we get going, I was called a gaslighter and I was called a liar by Robin Dro, aka the Prof, on Silky Southern Teas live stream today. This happened. Who's the gaslighter? Who's the liar? Who's the one that, if you look on my community wall, I still got that full convo I had with you on the phone. It was recorded. Indiana law, I didn't break any laws. Who's admitting to you pre-consent you left out the whole fact of the other content creators that you and them, just like ones like Jessica Jojo Plunkett, one screwing and running around with Renee Anthony Greeno, tried sending me titty ass pictures, just like pre-consent, or should I say real name? But yeah, I've got a video loading, short video, long video, the full conversation for September 2024 with me and Ron Bedro. He tried striking it with personal information. What? Because I said your fucking legal name? My legal team has their legal address. We know your legal address is where you used to live. I know a hell of a lot more about you than you think you do, thanks to my legal team. The federal legal team, I'm adding some content creators like Dan. Once you're giving a platform, like Dark Arts with Adrian or In Light the Dark with Adrian, who decided to use my PTSD that I sustained while being a child sexual assault victim for years of my life when I was a child. Remember, my PTSD is why I should not be a credible witness. Indiana State Police. Facts. They're trying to do that. Then I've got individual content creators doing federal violations, Disability Act. And they're going to be in cases like you. I'm sick and tired of individuals attacking me and making content and making money off of it. You're tampering with who and what I still am. I was a federal informant during Karina McClurkin's. I was a federal witness during her case, Delphi, Florida, 96 days after. How about Alan Tinker, the buddy he had help him kill his roommate? Curtis Beck sat for years as a white nationalist back to that same criminal drug ring in FBI records as a threat to life, and he helped kill his roommate. I've got conversations with Michael Curtis, my handler, where I was supposed to get a tattoo done at Jeremy Patterson's apartment to come to find out where Curtis Beck's little bitch ass lived. But yeah, I'm going to get set and be called a liar on gaslighting. He's trying to actually, I said personal information like his legal first and last name in the video that he's trying to get taken down. Because why? It's got the receipts proving you are no better than the con artist you talk bad about, Renee Anthony Greeno. You're no better of a con artist tampering with a federal informant turned federal witness and living victim against the same Kokomo crew, that drug ring that I sit still today. The ones that were content creators thought it was funny to have a few hours of laughs, like Adrian, it came out of her mouth. Dan, it came out of his mouth. After Renee brought up a video, my 2018 video, calling me mentally retarded because I went in and had a camera where 40 child exploitation cases they were laughing about, making jokes due to manpower and funding. Why one case at a time, one detective at a time? 40 child exploitation cases that cold on Indiana State Police, Miami Post, as well as Kokomo and Howard County. So Renee's called me a mentally retard, my PTSD, my traumatic brain injury. I've got ones like Tyler French using the same wording Wonder where they got it. Captains and chiefs, I've got on record. If I was such a good FBI snitch, if I was such a good FBI, federal snitch, then why aren't they doing anything? Chief Robert Baker in his office, just like I did in 2018, you little punk ass bitch. It was documented. There's another video going, not live, where you're calling me every name in the book and then you're putting your hands on me. And the threats that you made to me, Robert Baker, while standing on a public thoroughfare, the sidewalk. Do I know how to get going? Do I need to get shown my way? But Robin, while you and your friends make content, make money, I spent the last what I had and a little bit of donations I did get. I've got maybe $8 in my disability. Everything I spent to do this right now. I tried going live last night, and Dan, sitting on a panel on criminality, she had me sitting backstage, didn't want me going on panel. Con artists like you and the rest saying they're there for victims and justice, but yet they're going to attack a child victim. Might have been decades back, but that's where my PTSD came from. But here, give me a second. So yeah, I'm being the lightness in the dark. The darkness is content creators, con artists like Renee Anthony Greeno, Robin Boudreau, his cult-like followers, trying to use nudes like Jessica JoJo Plunkett tried doing, pre-consent, or shall I call you by your real legal name? I still got all those texts, the messages. You tried acting like you were interested in me. Then I've got the listen to part of the video on my community wall where Prof's admitting him and the other content creators, the cult-like followers, their friends, were all trying to tamper with me, who and what I still am. And it's the real reason why you got child killers, dealers turned child killers that were involved. Not only Karina's, Alan Tinker, Tyler Joe French were involved with Karina McClurkins. I've got that in a wired, recorded conversation with her mom, down to the firefighter who was allowed to retire, that paid to go again to beat and rape that little girl, while Gable Ellis trafficked her. You don't know the hell you all have caused and still causing for your own content, for your money, for your subscribers, for your members, all the donations. Make sure to, if you want real justice, I'm going to be about it. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. These content creators, including Robin Boudreaux, are about to get federal tampering charges on them, including some like Adrian, Dan, Phoenix, Blue Eyed Trucker. I know your real legal names. Renee, Casey. The federal hate crime charges some of these content creators are getting on top of the federal informant, witness, and federal victim tampering charges. I'm about to put my money where my mouth is. They want their names cemented. Let their names be heard. Give them money. Give me money. I barely get anything. Thanks to one woman. She helped me. Then what I had left, I've got $8 to spend for the rest of the month. Just because I had people asking if I would go on a panel last night. That was put on backstage, and I recorded and I documented screenshot why criminality had me on Backpage. The main thing I wanted to do is Karina McClurkin, born September 26, 1998. Date of missing and murdered, October 11th, 2016. That little girl was 2 weeks into her 18th birthday. In criminality, that's the only reason I wanted to go on your page that night. That little girl, it made it hell each year. That's why I didn't go live. I allowed that one case to break me down and build me back stronger and fight back harder. I know who and what I am federally involving more than one case were my suspects. The FBI, Joint Terrorism Task Force, my handler, they already admit that they were on an investigation prior to Delphi. Well, guess who still holds the text messages, the emails that brought that investigation to Delphi? I still hold the hard copies, each and every single one of them. This is content to some people to make a few bucks. Look at me like Robin Boudreaux, aka the Prof. You want to see the facts and the truth, the receipts? Look at September, our conversation. It's there in full. And he's going to try saying I used his cell phone number, each and every single text. I went through, screenshotted them, edit to the no number is showing. Just the conversation between me and somebody. And you're trying to get that video taken down for giving your name, your legal name that you legally go by. And you have to sign up with YouTube under that legal name. It goes to a legal name that's confirmed, goes into your bank account under your legal name, not your page name, your legal name that you had to sign up with YouTube with. And it's been publicly known. You've said it yourself. So you're trying to take my page down for showing the receipts that you're a con artist, scumbag, that received the crime scene photos and helping the leak of the crime scene photos from Julie Melvin. Keep going forward. I'm working with Westerman's defense team. If he shall be charged, if he's going to be charged, why ain't Julie Melvin, Robin Boudreaux, and the rest of the ones Julie and their friends shared it too? If Westerman's going to get charged, like his defense team are saying there's a continued leak. There's individuals going on live, like Julie, laughing that she sent Prof openly admitting that, yes, I did send you the crime scene photos along with others. Laughing about it like it's a laughing matter. It's not going to be a laughing matter for a few here soon. When federal charges, it's not you. It's for who and what I am, is why dealers turn child killers, serial killers at that, with their friends like Tyler Joe French, Alan Tinker, plan to see me here one day soon. I've got coming. What I have got coming to me here one day soon. The same mindset when they killed children. Praising Tier, Hell Tier, the God of vengeance and justice for actions taken against them in that ring is why the over 20 children lives are no longer here. And they're wanting to take mine. Knows where I live, plans to see me here soon, like Alan Tinker. Only got 10 years for the murder. The FBI even know his partner, one that helped him, brought his roommate, was an FBI known suspect, just like other suspects that go back to Greeno McClurk in 2016, 126 days before Delphi, 71 days before Flora. They knew suspects that were involved back to that same criminal network, including the corruption. When I was showing what the Robert Baker, then Captain Kevin Summers, Sean Haas, the original detective, he made sure to jump ship. No sooner that 2018 video came out, then he's over there helping the coroner's office. More than one homicide ruled a suicide, including an underage little girl. The fresh ex-girlfriend, not one, not two, but three exes. No sooner they broke her daughter's heart, the mom in that drug ring, that they go back in and around, just like Eric Williams. Adam Edwards. If only you guys knew. In that video, I gave you a little hint. You'll be surprised at the content I know and who and what I am and what I can still cause. A federal special prosecutor, a full federal takeover when there's suspects that are sitting in my FBI BAFI informant files. And that very first message was Josh Eberling, Gabe Ellis's, Blaine Nelson, Kyle, Stacey, Tyler French. Blaine named names, who he was partners with, and who under that cartel drug ring they were operating under. That's Mike Jones' crew. That's who they ran for. That's who they dealt for. You'd be surprised what Blaine, Chantel McDuffie, Brewster Fitz, thanks to idiots in and around this drug ring that are still stalking my Facebook profile to this day, the intimidation, the harassments, the threats. Belly, who and what I am. There's going to be a federal grand jury, and then on top of that, there's going to be a House Judicial Committee investigation. The FBI knew intel. The FBI had suspects already proven as a threat to life, involved with one missing murder case, a federal informant turned federal witness, then allowed by the FBI, my handler, to become a federal victim of this cartel drug ring, and the ones that were behind Delphi, Flora, Willie Smith Jr., Nicole Bowen, Greeno McClurk, over 77 cases across Indiana, including, I will show you ties back to the dealer turned serial killer, just like Garrett Kurtz. He started naming some names. The Odinist that received the gore and snuff film from Delphi. The Odinist with ties left and right back to that drug ring. You'll see, yet again, just like other multiple killers, Harley Babcock sitting friends with one that received the snuff and gore film from a fellow Odinist that he belonged to. After Garrett admitted that, I've seen that a while back, and it's only added to it. Other cases like Jamie Beasley, Tony Klein, Mariah Coy, Baby Amia Robertson, and you've got IMPD Officer Garland Odell Cooper, and IMPD as a whole. That's the Sheriff Department, Marion County Sheriff's Department, including the Indianapolis Police Department. They're now one big unit, admitting that there is ties and connections back to the same criminal network. There is ties and connections down to Delphi, Flora, Carina. It's the same criminal network showing around cases down there in Indianapolis and surrounding areas. The same corruption, the Good Old Boys Club. You have ones like Jimmy Beasley, best buddies with some politicians, like a sitting senator, among others, right there from Kokomo. Eric Holcomb, Vice President Pence, all good old buddies with Jamie Noel. I've got all his friends lists, all his good old buddies in the Good Old Boy Club. How do you think he was allowed to do that in millions? He stole. The Good Old Boys Club. There's a higher Good Old Boys Club that makes sure if any of them are attacked, they got to cover their asses. There's millions being made from this cartel money laundering, the big businesses like Captain Kevin Summers, his family, a sitting Howard County Commissioner, the main Howard County Commissioner, Paul Wyman, the sitting Howard County. And then there was actually some Carroll County politicians, just like you got Christy Lynn Martin, Abby Williams' godmother. I've got Anna Williams admitting to that, including Tina Riddell. Christy Lynn Martin, Abby Williams' godmother, took the charges to make sure Gabe Ellis in that ring was allowed to keep walking, take her goddaughter's life. She helped. She participated and made sure those child killers were able to take her goddaughter's life. I've got that in messages with Anna Williams. Was Christy Lynn Martin, in fact, Abby Williams, your daughter's godmother? Yes. Wow. And then Florida firefighters, you got Florida politicians, Kokomo politicians, Carroll County politicians, and elected officials being friends with dealers in a federal raid, like Dusty Rourke. But I'm mentally retarded, just like they want you to think. It's the same reason Indiana State Police, KPD. How about Carroll County? That's another little drop I put in there. Do you realize Karina McClurkin's case was open in Carroll County? Evidence pointing to a burn pit being used to get rid of evidence, more than one case, right there in Cutler, right there where Tony Liggett lives. Not far from his place is another train bridge that a lot of these drug dealers, including Tina Riddell, has videos of them on, pictures on and around, canoeing underneath like Tina Riddell. That drug ring was using the Cutler train bridge hell of a lot more than they were the Moron High Bridge. That burn pit in Dusty Hooper's backyard, his family's backyard, was used to dispose of and burn evidence more than one case, including Delphi. That's another thing in that video that Robin's trying to get taken down. You'll see parts where Tina, at the very end, things I have not said. You'd be surprised who has said what, down to what detail. And then she's trying to say, oh, I never tampered with any blood evidence that she said was from the Delphi girls in writ. She first tried saying, "Oh, it was the 12th." No, it was the 13th. The blood on the walls, on the floor of the staircase, the stairwell. You said there was blood all over the floor, the walls. Then you put a drop of peroxide just to see if it was human. But then you tried saying you never tampered with any blood evidence that you yourself. I still got the original text where you said my daughter texted me, called me, begging for help. How about the baking soda and peroxide you said was already stashed, waiting there at Gabe Ellis's daughter's apartment? The same apartment, Tiffany, Tinder. It was only February 15th when she made the phone call. I think it was planned to help cover their tracks in Delphi. He allowed his daughter's girlfriend to tip him and Sierra Daly in. That's the only reason they were there February 15th. Justin Kratz, one of Kyle Stacey's dealers, he tried covering for him. You'll be surprised. Like Chantel McDuffie, Paul Hillman, Alan Teaker himself, Blaine Nelson, Tina Riddell. You'll be surprised what I have and to what extent. A lot of this the FBI knows, including the suspects that they allowed to go on to kill. Some of them turning into serial killers. The FBI knew intel. Hell, they even allowed an informant turned federal witness to become a living victim. But it's a laughing matter to you content creators for money to fill your con artist ways. You're sick and no better. Giving these killers what they want, their content shared, their work shared. Why? So you can make content and make money? Saying you're there for children, but yet your own child, multiple times you've got to mute your mic because they're crying in the background for their dad. But daddy's too worried about making content, little boy. Fuck you. You can cry all you want. I'll just mute the mic. I got a cough. It's your child crying in the background while you're too busy, too preoccupied to use my info as your own to make money. You're worse than Greeno could ever be. It's all about the content. It's all about the money to you. But it's not you. These serial killers and their friends are planning to see, and I've got what's coming to me one day soon. It's a damn shame I've got to keep my bulletproof vest. I've got a full trauma kit, including multiple shots, chest wound seals. I've got to keep a full trauma kit on me 24/7, looking over my back because the FBI agent you see in that video, I'll come up, get this on record. If he did that 126 days before Flora and Delphi, and these 20 children losing their life of that troubled community, the 77 cases across Indiana, a lot of these lives would have been prevented. In certain cases, I've got like Brandy Bradley. I was the reason, and I've got her own family admitting it was my attacks back to this drug ring, the ties and connections around her killers, the ones that were helping him. There's others involved, and her remains still to this day have not been found in full. But you ever see that out of the KPD, ISP? Just like you got Charles Chuck Myers, the Indiana State Police detective, Miami County Post, laughing, making jokes about 40 child exploitation cases, including 2018 Liberty German's own case sitting cold on their desk. Manpower and money and egos. They're saying it's a state and local issue only, but child exploitation, child trafficking, murders, missing cases, it's things that go back to the FBI. But these egos, just like Doug Carter's, telling the public that there is no threat to the public, but yet, baby Amira Robertson, other children from that troubled community losing their life, adults losing their life, 8 of these 4 children 4 adults, I've got home alive. You didn't see me run making content going, look at me, and praise me. These families know how I got actions on certain cases, got their loved ones back home, laid to rest. That's good enough for me. It's not about the money, not what I can get, but I'm going to set an example out of some content creators. The federal tampering they decided to do to make content, to be a con artist, it's one thing I can proudly say. I did not get sent those crime scene photos to me whatsoever. Unlike ones that got going like a fake private detective. Tell me all you know, Matt Sullivan. Seems like I got away from Julie. I had nothing to do with Julie, and thank God, because I'm not part of this continued league giving these killers exactly what they want. But then I'm going to have content creators call me mentally retarded for showing the truth, where to look, how to look, why to look. Just like you got Kyle Stacey now hiding everything he wanted you to look at, why to look at them, reliving it year for year on multiple Facebook profiles. He's now hid everything. Now I got all eyes on like he wanted. He's hiding it, knowing damn well his friends that were parading the murder weapons with the girl's blood still on it. Hell, one of them that stabbed one of the girls just know how it felt. Her own mom describing they had it set up where peroxide and baking soda, and then materials to get rid of evidence from Delphi, where it was set up at, just like Blaine Nelson named and was there in Karina McClurkin's, where Kyle Stacey, Gabe Ellis, Tyler Joe French, Alan Tinker, they all became blood brothers, just like Blaine said in the last part of that live I did with Blaine Nelson. You'll be surprised at the texts and the messages I've got screenshotted. Everything and every name he names. Just like the jailhouse confessions of Gable Ellis. Then I got ones like Aspen Connor attacking me, who and what I am, saying I'm a liar. I'm attacking somebody that's innocent. Not so innocent now when you got the protective order, proving that I became a federal victim. The multiple attempts in my life, the inactions by the agent over me. I knew if I went to the court, got a protective order as an active FBI informant turned federal witness, showing that I was allowed to become a federal victim by suspects FBI knew about and allowed to keep going on killing and involved in more than one case. I'm allowed and I'm able to get the special prosecutor, the RICO violations, the RICO investigation. Remember Nick McClelland's nose candy charge? It's not the only drug charge within that family. How about the one Gable Ellis in that ring was supplying and dealing partners with Derek German 2014? Is it his nephew? Is it his cousin? What is it? But it's Blaine McClelland, the dealing partner in 2014, rated beside Derek German. And then the same one that Garrett Kurtz names got the snuff and gore film. He's sitting friends with Jennifer Barnes, and among others, I've already documented it all. I've had for years, and I've been building the criminal network nexus, the network analysis, as well as the social media network analysis. I've been doing that for years. I've been building that for years. But you see me knowing this ring's killed within my own family here recently. Has a murder hit down to a toddler. Not just on me, but they've killed within my family. They've taken child victims' lives. I might be decades from when I was a victim and what happened to me, but I'm standing up for those victims. Now and forever. 1, 2, 3. Forever and always justice for each and every single one victim. And I'm not going to allow content creators to be con artists and little thieves and tamper with me to make money. Then have ones like Rebecca Ann, 1965, in any comment trying to shut me up, silence me, hell, even get me blocked from talking to speak the truth. How about you go look at the video? Robin's already trying to take it down. But guess what? I made sure each and every single video that was shown in the 18-minute video, and I did it 20 seconds per slide, not one of those has your phone number on it, little boy. And I'm about to make an example out of you and the other content creators. And you think I'm lying. The cell phone call that I had with Robin about pre-consent, a few other names, the content creators, the Discord, they're all trying to tamper with me, knowing who and what I am, the amount of what I got, what it can do. That can get them a lot of subs, a lot of members, and a lot of money donated for their praising of their hard work. They're nothing but con artists, scum, saying they're there for victims, but yet trying to use one for their own gain. You're sick. Just like the child killers that you're parading around their work just like they wanted. But yeah, I would say a hell of a lot more, but guess what? You're nothing but a con artist. You don't want justice, you want money. That's all it is about you. Money and look at me, look at me. You are sick. And I'm about to make an example out of each and every single one of you, along with the dealers turned serial killers. I'm about to make an example out of each and every single one of you. And I hope to God I will never see your ass on Facebook or YouTube anywhere ever again talking about any case. The federal hate crime, Adrian, and the rest of them laughing about my PTSD, my traumatic brain injury, and me talking and speaking up on Karina, Delphi, the 40 child exploitation cases, one of the very first girls I got home. They refused, KPD, Howard County, to give that little girl medical care, let alone a rape kit that her mom was begging when she was trafficked by Gabe Ellis's friends like Andrew Robert Smith, a known child predator that was refusing to register as a sex offender. He had her and another girl within 48 hours, found out they wanted for a felony warrant. Why? Because he failed to register as a sex offender, in violation of work release. Andrew Robert Smith had two underage little girls found at his apartment. One of them, it was me calling her mom, went on a video call with her mom, walking behind her. Yes, that's her backpack. Oh my God, yes, that's her. I followed her to the Kokomo Towers. The HUD housing, this child predator got HUD housing. How? Just like Paige Turley. Violent felons not supposed to be getting HUD housing and subsidized housing like that. Aid. You've got child predators, best friends with Gabe Ellis and others, like Andrew Robert Smith. Had a warrant on them when two little girls were found 48 hours between each other. That drug ring trafficking these little girls, sexually assaulting these little girls to in or out of their little club, while others were killing to become blood brothers or blood sisters. These children, they were trafficking among each other. And if they wanted to get out, they knew what they had to do, just like I seen the message, the handwritten note. This little girl left her grandmother and her mother. I have to do this. I need to get out. I know what I need to do. And that's why she was found at a known, with a warrant, Andrew Robert Smith, among other child predators, trafficked her and was found at their locations while having an active warrant and being a child predator, not a I blinked, refusing of a rape kit, medical care, but instead taking the Kinsey, forced to wash every bit of the evidence that would have went back and got charges. But let's charge these children. That's one thing I have to say. Sierra Daly had to do all her time, but Gabe Ellis, his charges for exporting her, all the sex crimes he did, the child porn he made, just like he had done with Delphi, the gore and snuff film that Mr. Williams got. Wait till you see what I have in full. I've been sitting on it for a while, but I'm about to light a fire. But when I do, I made a promise. I'm about to expose some con artists, some content creators for who and what they are. I'm about to let the truth, the light be shown on who and what they are, down to who they're helping.